35 years ago today, as the sun made its eastward journey and darkness appeared on the horizon, the news broke with executive fiat, yet aided by the invisible hands of the Almighty God. The then military president, General Ibrahim Babangida, retired GCFR, announced to our eternal delight and joy the creation of a state appropriately named after God, Akwa Ibom State. A state shaped by the ennobling commonalities of language, culture, hopes, and shared dreams. It was a grand fulfillment of the dream our founding fathers had nourished and hoped for when they banded together and started the agitation for the creation of the Calabar Ogoja Rivers State. Today, 35 years since that momentous occasion, 35 years since God hearkened to our pleas and heard our supplication, the land rightly called the land of promise has lived up to its name. From a Spartan and dusty provincial capital that Uyo and the entirety of the state then was in 1987, it has today become a sparkling destination of choice for Nigerians and others across the globe. From a collection of nondescript homes dotted in between the thatched roof houses, today our state boasts of some of the most spectacular homes and estates in the nation, and indeed Africa. From pothole-filled roads that could be counted by the fingertips today, the Uyo, the capital, and the entire state boast of some of the most elegant and world-class road network, linking us seamlessly in one gigantic movement of people, goods, and services. From a state where modern hospitals were non-existent, except a few facilities that were meant for provincial needs, today, every federal constituency boasts of a fully functional general hospital, equipped with the most modern amenities that are comparable to similar facilities anywhere across the globe. From a state where the people had to travel long distances, either to Calabar or Port Harcourt, to board flights to other parts of the nation for their businesses, leisure, or family needs. Today, the state has by far the best airline in the nation, the only subnational to ever own such, the award-winning Udom Air. Today, 35 years later, from a state where her definition was seen as a purely civil service-oriented entity, our narratives have changed, and our circumstances and growth accelerated with over 25 functional industries, including the largest syringes manufacturing company in Africa and the only coconut crude oil refinery in the nation and indeed Africa, a flour mill that is fully automated, among others. 35 years later, the people who were formerly mainly seen as the hewers of wood and the gatekeepers, the cooks and the house helps, headed the clarion call to arise to the faith of their greatness, and today are major players in the boardroom of the Nigerian socio-political enterprise. No longer do they keep their heads down. No longer do they play second fiddle to anyone. Rather, they are doers and as aspirational as their counterparts elsewhere. Today, our children are scoring and breaking academic records all over the world, thus proving that public education, when properly managed, can produce the best among us. Today, our state is an oasis of peace and tranquility, with our youths taking ownership of their destinies and pledging to protect and maintain this peace we have come to enjoy. Certainly, it has been 35 years of God's immeasurable blessings, grace, and favor. To God alone be the glory. It has been 35 years of God's invisible hands at work, directing our steps and ordering them according to his designs. We owe him our eternal gratitude. Let me use this opportunity to thank our former military president, General Ibrahim Babangida, retired, GCFR, for granting us this piece of godly real estate, and all the past leaders for passionately dedicating their time, energies, talents, and skills in shaping, distilling and projecting the ethos and values that have helped shape our growth, identity, and development. Fellow Akwa Ibomites, for over 7 years out of the 35 years of our creation, it has pleased God to use me as an instrument in the enlargement of our developmental coast. It has pleased God to keep me on the saddle as the governor of this state, especially at a time such as this. Today, I'm proud to say with utmost confidence and sincerity that together we have rewritten the Akwa Ibom story across sectors, across senatorial districts, and across federal constituencies. The Akwa Ibom story has become a national story, the story of a leadership that, while attending to the needs of today, is equally looking beyond the immediate to focus on what is lasting and sustainable. Let me pay special thanks and appreciation to my dear fellow Akwa Ibomites for your support, constructive engagements, the encouragement, and your understanding in the course of the last almost 8 years that we have prayed together, worked together, toiled together, dreamed together, did together, and achieved great things for our state together. I salute you, and I thank you deeply and passionately from the depth of my heart. My fellow Akwa Ibomites, in the course of my campaigns, both in 2015 and 2019, respectively, I made key campaign promises. Without sounding boastful, I would say that when the verdict shall be rendered, it would be legacy of impact promises made and promises kept. The legacy we have established and will leave in the hands of my successor will be one of the deep impact. There's no Akwa Ibomite of goodwill who would, in his or her true conscience, say we have not done well. From aviation development to infrastructure, to industrialization, to healthcare delivery, to education, to food sufficiency and agriculture, to improvements in power, to human and youth capacity development, to the promotion of small and medium-scale enterprises, and other key areas of the human development. I make bold to say we have stenciled our name in the golden books of the development of this state. This is an unvarnished truth, and the facts bear us out. And these achievements become even more worthy of celebration, considering the harsh economic headwind that ushered us in 2015, 2016, and 2017. We came with the headwind of inflation behind our back and the turbulence of recession occasioned by the drop in the oil price, which is the mono product that fuels our economy. Added to this set of challenges was the COVID-19 pandemic that shut down the world and deprived the world of major economic activities for more than a year. In spite of this, because I believe God furnished and prepared me for a time like this, we have taken our state on the golden wings of development. The fundamentals are strong. They remain rock solid and resilient, and we are marching gingerly on the cusp of economic prosperity. Before I continue, let me use this opportunity to speak to a tiny section of our critics and naysayers who have elected to demonize our achievement because we did not fritter away the commonwealth of our state on immediate gratifications or be propelled by the fannings of groupthink. Societies are not built and improved by doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results and enduring value. Societies are built and improved by doing things that work and have the most corresponding effects on the overall development of the people, short and long-term sustainable growth. Developed societies were not built through the impulses of immediate gratifications. Those societies were built by leaders who saw beyond the immediate, leaders who did not dance to the rhythm of what we may have been popular or what provided temporary burst of happiness and excitement. These leaders took hard and painful decisions, knowing full well that the future will vindicate their vision and drive. From the Abraham Lincolns to Lee Kuan Yew of Singapore, to the Mandelas, these were leaders who took decisive actions that may not have been overly celebrated when they took them, but today have turned the countries they once led to oases of prosperity, development, wealth, and peace. Those societies were built because the leaders galvanized the people around a set of values and challenged them to be the best. These were leaders who looked at the societies they governed and said loud and clear, we can be better than where we were, and the people responded to the clarion call. That's what we have done through the Dakada philosophy, and the attitudinal and mind shift today is bearing fruit. Akwa Ibom is rising, and our people are rising to the faith of their greatness. When certain people, out of pure political mischief, because I don't understand why they should push such a narrative, say the industries we have attracted to the state, the Stringy's manufacturing company, which is the largest and has been celebrated all over the nation and the African continent, does not exist. When the flour mill we have established, which is the most automated in the nation, does not exist. When they question the rationale for the establishment of Udom A, which they did so vehemently when the idea was first mooted, then you have to wonder, what is it that is pushing some of our people to indulge in such revisionist narrative? When you have people who say we should share the allocations we receive among certain interest groups and not invest or to embark on capital projects such as power, education, aviation development, or that the road network, which all can see, are non-existent, that even the Udom Air that brings them to Uyo and other parts of the country does not exist, you begin to wonder why people should be playing politics with development. But posterity will judge us fairly because we did the best we could for our people. We have invested our resources in areas that will usher us into the true land of promise and prosperity. On this, I have no apologies or regrets towards these developments. My dear Akwa Ibomites, my governance philosophy, which we had expressly stated and promoted, was based on the three critical tripods of development: land, air, and sea. It bears repeating that in spite of the turbulent economic headwind that greeted us on assumption of office in 2015 and 2016, we have kept our focus on these three areas. I came here to do the will of the people, and by the grace of God, we have done just that. Take the case of aviation development. Today, because of my acute desire and understanding that for our state to live out the hopes and dreams of our founding fathers, we must change the narratives and trajectory of our growth from a purely civil service-oriented state to a fast industrializing entity, and that the key drivers remain good road network, ease of travels, and maritime economy. These tripods are for growth, and we have kept our focus and drive in achieving great and enduring things in these areas. Udom Air was conceptualized and executed in spite of the opposition and knocks we received from a tiny section of our people, who demonized us that such a project amounted to a white elephant or vanity project. As I always say, when the passion is right, great things can happen. Today, my dear Akwa Ibomites, our state has become a reference point in aviation development. Udom Air, with a fleet of 7 aircraft and 10 more Airbuses expected to be added soon, has become a runaway success and a source of pride to us as a people. Today, our colors dominate the Nigerian aviation space. Udom Air has been adjudged the best performing airline in the nation, according to a recent report on airlines' integrated cancellation ratio. We are embarking on a total aviation development with the longest taxiway in the nation, the first maintenance, repair, and overhaul hangar facility in Africa, due for commissioning before the end of this year, and the most modern and intelligent international terminal, also due for commissioning soon. We have created jobs for thousands of people, trained our youths in various aspects of the aviation industry, enhanced value chain, and in the process, achieved one of the cardinal objectives of our campaign: wealth and job creation. On aviation development, it has been promise made and promise kept. The impact of this legacy is being felt nationwide. The cardinal plank of our campaign in 2015 was the urgent need to industrialize this state and remove the toga of purely civil service-oriented state from our profile. Our technical committee to attract foreign direct investments to achieve this grand desire was instituted shortly as I was sworn in. Today, we have changed the narratives as our state now boasts of over 25 fully functional industries, such as the largest syringes manufacturing company, the Jubilee Syringes, which today produces the best syringes for our healthcare needs across the country and some parts of Europe. We have created thousands of jobs for our people, provided avenues for distributors, and of course, the value chain. Again, the impact of this legacy is being felt across the state and the nation at large. We have attracted to our state possibly the best flour mill in this part of the world, the King's Flour Mill. It is the most automated in our nation. You need to take a trip to that facility and see the volume of business that is going on there, the employment opportunities created for our youths, and of course, if I may add again, the value chain. Our people no longer travel long distances to purchase this essential product that our confectionery industries rely on. Our bakeries are humming. The makers of small chops and associated edibles are smiling their way to the bank. The impact of legacy is here also being felt statewide and nationwide. The St. Gabriel Virgin Coconut Crude Oil Refinery is a testament to creativity and industry. Today, our state is celebrated for this ingenious utilization of an economic tree that has been with us for centuries, coconut, in a mono-economic based on crude oil. And when the industrialized world are eagerly searching for alternative sources to power their economies, the need to look beyond oil becomes imperative. This is a project we would, in the future, thank this administration for this foresight. Employment opportunities are being created for the thousands of our people, while the distributors complete the value chain. The impact of legacy again is being felt and would even be felt more in the years to come. From the Lion Plywood Manufacturing Company to the metering solutions to the industrial clusters in Itam that produce such needed items as the first tissue paper produced from bamboo fiber to plastics to toothpicks and pencils, among others, it has been promise made, promise kept. Jobs have been created and economic growth has been achieved for our people. Here, the impact of legacy is equally being felt. The Ibom Deep Seaport, the 1.2 billion fertilizer and ammonia plant, the oil and gas logistics center remain on course for actualization since government is a continuum. From my inaugural address in 2015 and subsequent speeches, I have maintained and often stated that developed societies such as the United States rose from post-Second World War and elected a president in Dwight Eisenhower, who saw the urgent and critical need to link America with a continental network of roads to help stimulate the economy and make for easier movement of goods and services. I told our people that I will, to the full extent of funds available, attempt to replicate same here, even as a sub-national. Fellow Akwa Ibomites, I stand here to report that on this, we have done exceedingly well. Akwa Ibom State today, I can boast and beat my chest to it, has one of the most world-class network of economically viable roads constructed and commissioned by this administration. From the Victor Ota International Airport, where you are welcomed into the state capital, with an 8-lane world-class highway currently under construction, to the 10-lane Third Ring Road, Udom Emmanuel and Clement Tison Highway, which was commissioned yesterday, a spectacular work done by an indigenous contractor, Hensec Integrated Services Limited. Our infrastructural drive is a testament to our passion and drive for excellence. The Third Ring Road, with fountain that compares to spectacular fountains at Bellagio Hotel in Las Vegas, helps cut traffic by half through the city center, from Oron Road to Waniba, to Nodo in Ibesikpo, Asutan local government area. The city can be accessed seamlessly. The value of lands in the adjoining communities has shot up appreciably, and wealth is being created. Numerous businesses are springing up as well. The immeasurable impact of legacy is being felt in this regard too. The Uyui-Koregbene Road, a world-class road done by Julius Berger, which we met at less than a kilometer, has been completed and commissioned. Today, the volume of businesses around that corridor has brought joy to the people. The ease of traveling to the eastern part of the nation has been made manifest, thus bringing joy to traders and other people who desired a good road in that important economic corridor. The 29-kilometer Douala Ndonoyo-Itinan road will be commissioned on Monday, September 26, by our former president, General Olusegun Obasanjo, retired GCFR, complete with the best cable bridge in this part of the nation. Last year, former President Obasanjo also had helped commission the longest flyover bridge in this part of the nation, the Ikoroku-Ikono flyover. All over the 3 senatorial districts, we have constructed numerous roads, most of which were commissioned in the course of our 35th anniversary program. Areas and communities that were hitherto cut off in Ikoro-Ekpene, Oruanam, Eket, and Uyo senatorial districts have been linked with world-class roads, thus helping stimulate the movement of goods and services. I was touched and almost moved to tears recently when the people sent me a text thanking us for the road we built in Oborokara and Toidino, Ekwerewazu Road, with 2 bridges, which before we intervened was a death trap, with children sometimes drowning on their way to school because of the broken bridge. Today, that road links people from Oborokara to Ekwerewazu in Abia State, and goods and services are being exchanged. We are touching lives because this was what we promised. The legacy of impact is being felt here too, and we give God all the glory. We have tackled the issue of erosion menace in the state holistically. The IBB outfall drains was commissioned 3 days ago by His Excellency Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa, the governor of Delta State, and our party, the PDP vice presidential candidate for the 2023 presidential elections. This huge project executed by this administration in collaboration with the World Bank has helped deflood a major section of our state that connects the state secretariat and the adjoining communities, thus improving the quality of life of the people. Like the Nsikado flood control project that we had commissioned some years back, which has eased the flooding we used to experience on that major road. Let me state here that what we have buried underground, the billions would stand us out in future as a government that came to change the quality of lives of our people and invest in areas that bring lasting impact. The glittering 21-story Dakada Towers signpost our desire to open our state to more investors by providing conducive and intelligent structure that meets the standard associated with modern office spaces. The Dakada Towers, the tallest in the Niger Delta region today, and the 7th tallest in the nation, has enhanced our skyline and currently attracted numerous companies, including those in the oil and gas industries, to our state. The Market Square, located in the once abandoned Tropicana, which was a den for snakes and other reptiles today, is one of the most visited facilities in this state. The shopping mall can compare with any such facility elsewhere. Families now take their children there for shopping, leisure, and other social interactions. This project, it bears repeating, was once abandoned. In the area of agriculture and food sufficiency, I make bold to state that we have made our staple foods readily available for our people at an affordable rate. One of the key elements of Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs is food security. To add verve to this, the first set of tasks I performed upon being sworn in was the inauguration of a technical committee on agriculture and food sufficiency. A directorate of agro-light investment was established and domiciled in the office of the governor to ensure that the vision was implemented to the letter. Today, because we desire to have food security for our people, gari, rice, tomatoes, and other produce long thought not suitable for our environment are being produced and made available for our people through the greenhouse technology. The rice mill in the local government area is producing the Bomagricon rice. The numerous gari processing mills scattered all over the state have ensured we produce enough gari for our people. The H-long moribund aqua palm plantations in Esreke are currently being revitalized and modernized for maximum yield. We have since encouraged our farmers to return to cocoa farming, and today, through our support, we have regained our status as a major cocoa producing state in the nation. We have planted coconut plantations in Eastern Obolum, Barenin, Okobo, and other places to provide the raw materials needed for our virgin coconut crude oil refinery. The Bonfadama Microfinance Bank we established to give interest-free loans to our farmers and to strengthen the spirit of agricultural enterprise has yielded commendable fruits. Our farmers have expanded their businesses, and reflection of this is seen from the abundance of our staple food items at affordable prices. Today, food security has been achieved, and this again is promise made and promise kept. In the education and human capacity development, we have, without sounding boastful, provided conducive environment for our children to study and be prepared for the 21st century world defined by ideas, skills, and talents. Through direct interministerial labor, in conjunction with SUBEP, we have constructed, remodeled over 4,000 school blocks, provided science equipment, and other needs for our children. Education remains free up to secondary school level, and we are still paying over 700 million naira WAEC fees for our indigent students, so no one would be left behind educationally. To further improve our standards, we have recruited over 1,000 highly trained teachers for the secondary schools, and a further 1,000 will soon join the ranks of teachers in primary school in the past 1 year. The results are everywhere, as our children are scoring high marks in various academic competitions. We have changed and rejigged our curriculum to reflect the realities of an ICT-defined world, and have introduced entrepreneurial and skills acquisition as a key component of our curriculum. We desire to produce graduates that will be employers of labor, those who would tap into the skill set and create opportunities for themselves, as opposed to waiting for government or the private sector to provide them jobs. Our state-owned university and polytechnic, respectively, remain the pride of our state and the nation. We have trained over 3,000 youths in various skills, and our facilities at Ikoradidem remains committed to the training of more youths who will be employed in the many industries that have sprung up and are yet to come. We came into government with the firm promise to improve our primary, secondary, and quaternary healthcare services. Today, it has been promise made and promise kept in that sector. We have built, remodeled, and commissioned world-class general hospitals in the 10 federal constituencies, the most recent being the General Hospital in Ikorobasi, which was commissioned few days ago. These facilities, I must add, can compare with the best of such anywhere. The services are automated and medical records can easily be accessed. We have worked with our medical professionals to ensure regular trainings to bring them up to speed with the realities of the current trends in medical sciences. During the COVID-19 pandemic, we built within 90 days the 300-bed infectious diseases control center, equipped with 2 PCR laboratories, and the largest medical oxygen plant in the nation. Through this hugely significant center, we were able to manage and control the spread of the deadly COVID-19 virus, thus sparing the lives of our people. Our quaternary hospital, the most specialist hospital today, has seen major improvement in all angles. The hospital's intensive care unit today stands as a testament to our vision in healthcare. In the power sector, we made bold promises to invest in this critical area, and I'm proud to say that through interventions in the remodeling of new substations, the provision of dedicated lines, we have been able to provide electricity as we have promised. This policy of power for all was for us to ensure that the rural communities, especially those that had never been linked with the national grid, will be linked. Today, I'm proud to announce that out of the 2,274 gazetted villages in the state, only less than 5% remains yet to be linked to the national grid. And we are working assiduously to effect this before we leave office next year. Also, today, Ibom Power Plant generates a minimum of 155 megawatts of electricity every day. This, I believe, may be the best of such record in the nation. In the urban centers, most areas now enjoy steady supply of up to 18 hours a day. Quite a huge achievement, you will agree with me. And with our efforts to actualize the distribution through our utility company, we are moving and gearing towards a minimum of 24 hours electricity supply every day. We have challenged our youths to rise to the faith of their greatness, and I'm gratified to see that today our youths are engaged in various entrepreneurial undertakings, from agriculture to creative arts, from information communication technology to fashion, from makeup businesses to landscaping across sectors. They are using the works of their hands in the spirit of Dakada to create sustainable living for themselves. This is a huge achievement, and I want to use this opportunity to salute and commend them for their resourcefulness. We stand ready to continue to assist them. The Ministry of Economic Development is hereby directed to create a department we can further assist our youths to realize their potentials. One of the first acts I undertook, being sworn in, was to visit the traders and to offer them interest-free loans. Today, because of that intervention, our traders have seen their businesses grow exponentially. 3 weeks ago, I went back to the same intermarket and announced another round of interest-free loans to the traders. We are doing this because the SMEs are the engine growth of any economy. Because of the peace and security we have here in our state, we remain the destination of choices for conferences, seminars across the nation. Today, our hotels have an almost 100% occupancy rate. Our rich cuisine continues to attract people from all over the world. Our Christmas village has become a huge national event. In 2020, the stakeholders in the tourism industry awarded us Nigeria's top tourist state. In sports development, our nest of champions remain the destination of choice for all CAF and FIFA football matches. A few days ahead, we are going to commission another architectural masterpiece, the 18,000-seater Eket International Stadium, which is a beauty to behold. We want to create facilities where our talented youths could be caught early and exposed to amenities that will help them hone their skills and then represent us at international competitions. Our football team, the Akwa United, have done well, and we will continue to support and encourage them to keep winning trophies. Let me congratulate my dear wife, the First Lady, Her Excellency, Dr. Mrs. Martha Udom Emmanuel, on the 7th anniversary of our pet project, FEREP, and our successful hosting of the Nigerian Governor's Wives. Through her pet project, she has touched lives, especially the widows, the poor, the handicapped, and have restored hopes to the hopeless, and she has built homes for women across the state, especially the widows. Undertook numerous medical outreaches across the state, taking up the issues of gender-based violence, the future of the girl child, numerous women empowerment. Former First Lady of the United States, Senator Hillary Clinton, was absolutely right when she said, it takes a village to raise children. In this case, my dear wife, through her support, has shown that it takes all hands on deck to affect, impact lives, and change destinies. We appreciate and commend the good works she has done. My dear Akwa Ibomites, I love the theme of this year's celebration, moving forward. You will agree with me that in spite of the harsh economic situation we have experienced, for the most part since we came into office, we have rewritten the Akwa Ibom story in gold. We have changed the narratives of our development and our state. Our youths have arisen. Our women have arisen. Our elders have more hope than the state they saw at discretion, as is rising in leaps and bounds, and that the future and the fundamentals of growth remain strong and resilient. It was Benjamin Franklin, one of the founding fathers of the United States, who, when asked by a lady at the end of deliberations on the new constitution on September 18, 1787, if what they had agreed on was a monarchy or a republic, Benjamin Franklin, without hesitation, answered, a republic if you can keep it. My dear Akwa Ibomites, in the last 7 years plus, we have ensured that you have peace in this state and that the security of life and property remain our first business of government. Our people are no longer being kidnapped or are politically motivated assassinations, the norm as it used to be. Antisocial tendencies are almost non-existent. Our youths have decided to protect the identity and soul of the state by maintaining the peace. From Uyo to Mbo, from Ibnom to Ekparakwa, all over the state, you can move peacefully without the fear of being attacked. It was not always like this. You will agree with me. At this point, it is pertinent for me to express my profound gratitude to all security agencies, their leaders and operatives, and also all our fathers in faith in the last 7 years plus who have cooperated and worked tirelessly and assiduously with me to ensure that we have a peaceful state called Akwa Ibom that we are all proud of today. I sincerely salute their courage and determination to continuously maintain this peace that we all enjoy today. All across sectors, as I've outlined, our state is on the trajectory of growth and development. The tone and tenor of governance is Christ and people-centric. Thousands of people are flocking to our state monthly, taking up residences and buying our real estate. Tourism is on the upswing, and even though there is a lot still to be done, there is optimism in the air, there is hope in the air, there is safety and peace all around. Now, my dear Akwa Ibomite, as Benjamin Franklin replied the lady, given all we have done together, the peace, the new tone of governance, the developmental strides, are you willing to keep this tone and move our state forward with it? Or do you want to reverse all this and return our state to the dark years of insecurity, of brigandage, of kidnapping, or intolerance, or differing opinion of leadership that equates self to God? That is the choice you will have to make. The choice between continuity and regression. The choice between sleeping with your eyes closed and the choice of staying awake in the fear of your lives and those of your children. Leadership is not a product of entitlement. Leadership is not a do-or-die affair. Leadership is not based on the notion, this is my turn, and if I don't get it, the house must burn. Leadership is not about promising to unleash violence on your brothers and sisters or your parents and encouraging people to go on the social media to threaten mayhem if you don't get your wish. Leadership is given by God because He alone knows the heart and what's good for the people of Akwa Ibom State. We have enjoyed peace in this state. We must resist the urge by certain individuals who, motivated by power, want to turn this state into a cauldron of violence. As I've always said, politics should not break the cords of our unity. Politics should not be used as an instrument to divide us. Politics should not cause division and enmity between brothers and sisters. Politics should rather be played without bitterness, without casting aspersions on one's opponent's character. Politics should respect some lines of decency and respect for our common humanity. Akwa Ibom people are not known for violence. We are known for our even-temperateness. We are known for our civility, our sense of comportment, our godly tendencies, our deep devotion to family. We must resist those who want to alter our identity for narrow political interests. Our state has arisen, and it must and will move forward. Let me end this speech by quoting from the former Minister of Malaysia, Najib Razak. The mandate that I seek is about continuity and sustainability against disruption and stagnation, about moving forward versus regressing. We have to safeguard what we have already achieved. We cannot put at risk what we have. We cannot gamble away our future. My dear Akwa Ibomite, our state is rising. Our people live in peace, free from kidnapping. People are flocking to our state in thousands. Economic foundation that we have laid are bearing fruits. Our infrastructure is world-class. Our educational system is achieving great results. Our healthcare services, among the best in the nation. Ibom A is defining our status in Nigerian aviation industry and will extend soon to other parts of the world. The future is assured. We cannot gamble with these achievements away. Our state is moving forward. Let us all arise in unison to appreciate what God Almighty has used this administration to achieve in the past nearly 8 years. This is surely my last official address to you on your state's anniversary as your state governor. By this time next year, God willing, the mantle of leadership would have been passed onto our God's chosen successor. In all of this, our resolve as a state, as a people remain forward ever, backward never. Our determination to move Akwa Ibom State continually forward lies in our hands. And I sincerely believe that together we can. God bless Akwa Ibom State. God bless Nigeria. And God bless us all. Happy 35th anniversary. Akwa Ibom, Edakaida Ami, Medakanda.